Lance Hall here for Let's Discuss with Lance Hall. Happy to welcome Paul Mcsweeney, guitarist, vocalist for Parts Per Million, to the program today. How you doing, Paul?
Good. How are you?
I am doing good. You guys have just released a video for song 2020 Vision. Came out about 4 weeks ago. You got 50K views on YouTube already. That must make you pretty happy.
It does. It definitely does. You know, we're pleased with it. You know, we knew it was good. We worked hard on it. You know, we came up with a really good plan to kind of push it, and things kind of fell into place. You know, and it's done well. So,
let's talk a little bit about the making it. The sets were done by, is it April May Creations? They built the sets?
Yeah, April May built the sets. Yep. They were some plans that we had kind of come up with of like what to. You know, we had really toyed around with a bunch of different ideas between myself, the band, Project 2 Studios, you know, about what we wanted to kind of portray, and we finally got into an idea and just had them build it, you know.
Yeah.
The rest is history, you know.
So Project 2 filmed, Alex Stintz directed. Is that anybody you had worked with in the past?
Alex Stinson, no, we had not. We had, you know, we were familiar with them, and, you know, we have worked with them, but you know, we had them shoot a couple of live videos for us, but we were, you know, some of their videos are really impressive. Like they've been nominated for a Grammy for a video they did with Joyner Lucas, and you know, he's really on the up as far as rap. They've done some great videos with him and Token, and now even I Prevail. So, you know, if you watch their stuff, we knew they were local, and that was kind of it. We're like, we really want to put out a video that's fantastic. So we pushed for those guys, and that was kind of it. And it took some time to nail them down. They're busy guys, but we eventually got them in, and you know, and that's it. We got this video rolling.
When was the video actually shot and created? How long ago?
The video was shot in October.
Okay.
And from there, it was a very lengthy editing process. And then, like we talked about with that particular studio, you know, they work with a few high-profile clients that from time to time would, you know, they show up and they say, hey, we're flying to LA, we're shooting a video, and that's kind of what would happen.
Yeah.
They would disappear for 6 weeks to shoot a video with, you know, somebody more important than us, and then they would come back and they would finish, you know, they would work on the video.
Yeah.
So,
have you been sort of amazed at the uncanniness of the symbolism? A lot of the symbolism was happening then, but it's even more prophetic now, because this was shot pre-COVID-19, you know?
Yeah, it is. And, you know, the main objective was to really kind of be pushing against the election process that was going to come, you know, but it just seems to work just as well with everybody, you know, it's the media at this point seems to be a fever pitch, you know. It's really hard to tell what's real, what's not real, I think it's just gotten really bizarre.
Yeah. I read one quote, you said, "News is the boy who cried wolf."
Yeah, I mean, that's something I really feel is true, you know. That's something that's going on for years now. I think that it's not, you know, the typical story that comes out now is, you know, sources say, and that's how every news story starts. And it's a bizarre story that doesn't have any merit, and usually it's a headline to kind of either inflame or catch people's attention. And, you know, we're such a short attention span now that most people barely. The article may not even you know, have anything to do with the title, and the title just automatically sends people into a different direction. And you know, we really wanted to push that. We wanted to kind of get that across in the video.
Uh-huh.
There seems to be more of a narrative that's pushing people away from each other than anything.
Yeah.
You know?
I love the symbolism in it, you know, the red and the blue, and then you have, you know, them fall into sort of that vortex, and it's almost like when the curtain gets pulled back in The Wizard of Oz, you know? And there he is, the great and mighty Oz, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly, exactly. That was always the plan, was to kind of, we didn't know exactly how we wanted to do it, you know, how we wanted to show these two guys, you know, that were, you know, there was talks about having them sitting in lounge chairs together somewhere, you know, because I think that's another realistic thing, too, is most of these people that make the rules, they live a different lives than most of us.
Yeah.
You know, they're in a whole different world than we are. So.
The other thing I noticed too is the smokestacks when you guys are on top of the mill are just really billowing out. Is that a symbol of just the machine that keeps on churning?
Yeah, it was that, and it was just kind of the whole, exactly, like the industry that just, it was a metaphor in a few ways. It was like, whether it be actual pollution of the world or just the way that the media pollutes generally the world. We were going for that dystopian kind of look, gray and dark.
Now, the people in the video, were those friends of the bands or actors that were hired through Project 2, or?
So, no, we put an ad out for actors and actresses. My wife is the blue wife. She actually, she does a lot of extra work and she's been in a few different movies, some, bigger movies and stuff as an extra, and done some commercials and stuff like that. So that was an easy fit. And we just put an ad out. We put a few ads out, and honestly, with what we got, we were just so stoked with. We got some, and what was really fun was, truthfully, we had such a plethora of different people. We had a person who was somewhat involved in politics. We had a gay married man. We had a retired venture capitalist. One was a prison guard, and one was a bodybuilder.
Wow. So
we had these completely different, and guess what? We all worked together just fine without actually arguing with each other about anything. And that's kind of, I feel like most people are very more centrist than we're led to believe.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. How'd you come up with the names of the candidates? Were those the actors' names, or were those just names you drew from somewhere? Or
so one of the characters, the name was from the director of the video. He did Wayne, and for myself, the other character was the Democrat, or the blue character was I forget his last name off the top of my head, but basically it's an old word that means liar.
Oh, okay.
So it was just something that I kind of dug up. I was trying to find a good word that maybe wasn't well known that might fit that theme, and I came up with that name. I found that word. I was like, oh, that's perfect. It sounds like a name, and it actually means that he's a liar.
Very cool. Very cool.
A little bit,
Now, this song is, of course, part of an EP called The Cycle that's going to be coming out soon?
Yes. I mean, this whole thing definitely is, it's thrown us for a loop. It was, the plan was to come out with this video. We had every intention on putting it out right about the time we did. And, around that time we were supposed to shoot our last video for the next single that would be released with the EP. And that's kind of been shut down. So now we'll kind of figure out what to do as far as if we really want to finish it off. We have one more song that we really want to promote with the, as the EP releases, and we really want to get a video done with it, So that's kind of the plan before that happens. We haven't seen each other in 2 months.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a tough scenario for us to figure out exactly how to best move forward with this EP.
EP was recorded up at Halo Studios in Portland, Maine. It took you about 5 days to do. Is that your first time up there?
Yeah, a lot of fun. That was a great experience for us too. Kevin Billingsley was he mixed and produced the record. Mm-hmm. That was the first time we had worked with somebody that you would call a producer, somebody that actually had some say in what we were doing in the record, and we did it on purpose. We wanted an outside opinion, and it worked in our benefit so much. We were so grateful for him. At first, it was hard to have somebody kind of pick apart your shit,
Yeah.
But it worked it to our benefit, his mind is very, very intelligent, and he had great ideas. And one of the songs, actually the last song that we're talking about releasing, I had nothing more than a few riffs, and we went in there with that and basically walked out with a song. And part of that was him. He had some ideas and some parts of that song that are 100% entirely his. And he has no interest in taking the credit for it, but he deserves it because, like I said, it's just so. It was a very cool experience. We went there with no drummer, and we had the drummer that we used had never heard the material, and it it couldn't have worked out better. We were going in there pretty doom and gloom. We were pretty bumming and kind of thinking it wasn't going to work out very well for us. And we walked out with an EP, and we were ecstatic.
Yeah, I think I read you went in with just like some scratch vocals and a few riffs here and there, and that was about it.
It is. I knew what we were doing, but it was like no one else did, you know, and it was kind of, it worked well, you know. It did. It really did. We crushed it. You know, everybody did. The drummer was done in one day. You know, we did the each guitar tracks and the bass in a day, and the vocals I knocked out in a day, which to me still, you know, I had a good vocal day. I got lucky, you know, for sure.
Very cool. Mastered by Adam, is it AN at Gateway Studios?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you worked with him at all?
No, I mean, obviously Gateway Studios is like legendary, you know. I didn't get to partake in that. I was actually sick. The other two guys went out for it, but basically, you know, they were remastering Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon at the same time that they were mastering on it.
Wow.
So it was just like, you know what I mean? Just to be in that building.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my guys were sending me pictures of, like, Rush albums and, like, you know, some of the most famous records ever in history that were mastered there.
Right.
Every Tool album, you know, like, just to be there was a cool experience, you know.
Awesome. Talk about the history of the band. I think I read you guys have been around for about 3 years. You got serious about a year ago. You and Brian have been sort of the mainstays. You met in a music store he ran?
Yeah, that is correct. We did. He's been around the music store for a long time. You know, he teaches guitar. And it's funny, actually, myself and Alex, the bass player, have at some point or another taken some form of lessons from him. He's an excellent player and teacher. And, yeah, I mean, the band, I originally started with another bass player and I, and, you know, it was slow, and then we got Brian involved, and then basically that bass player stopped, and we just tinkered around for a long time. You know, it's hard finding guys that want to be serious about music, you know, even, especially as you get older. You know, I feel like when you're younger, it's easier. I'm not young, you know, getting into my late 30s, and it's hard to find guys that really want to seriously do it. And, you know, for me, there was no question about it. It was just finding the right guys. And, you know, we've been through a couple of drummers, and I think we finally found our total 4 pieces for sure. The bass player, Alex, is, you know, we have something kind of cool and special now with the fact that 3 of us play every instrument in the band, you know, and so we've talked a lot about possibly kind of bouncing around in those areas. We have, you know, 3 or 4 guys that can write, 4 guys that can sing. It's exciting, you know. We feel like we put out our best material, but it's possible that our best is yet to come. What we could possibly come, you know, we could put to it. So.
You bring up the part that you got guys that can sing, and I really saw that in the video you guys put out for your cover of Cult of Personality. You guys nailed those vocals. It made the hair on my arm stand up, you know?
Thank you, man. It was cool. We did that. That was a live, you know, it was a live recording too. It was a lot of fun. We did like 3 takes, I think, 3 or 4 takes, you know, the end result for that one was just like, dude, this kicks ass. We were so happy with that one, and we were scared to do it too. I'm not gonna lie. We were nervous about how it would be received.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
Another video I watched of yours that really put the hook in me too, you did with Samantha Alice of Carpathia for Intertwined.
Yeah.
I was always a big fan of Alice in Chains, you know, like the Sap, the Jar of Fly stuff, and that just totally took me back to that. That is an amazing performance right there.
Thank you. It's been such a fun year with music for myself personally. Like, I am never, you know, I'm just so humbled by some of the people that I get to work with. Or, you know, a year ago we did the same thing with a few violinists. But, you know, with Samantha, like, I saw her with her band, and I heard her voice, and I was like, you know, like, I remember, like you said, the hair on my arms kind of stood up, you know, and I was just like, there's something really special in that voice. And from that moment, I just was like, I really want to write a song with a female vocal part, and it was always in my mind of, like, I always heard her voice.
Yeah.
So when I finally wrote the song, you know, and I like, terribly sang the female part, you know, we hadn't talked, we were not friends, we were just, you know, friends because we were in bands together, and I reached out to her and just like, hey, I wrote a song and I've had you in mind forever. Is there any way that you'd be interested in singing on this track? And she was like, sure, send it over. And I still was like hesitant that she would even do it. And we literally met up for about 2 hours, worked on it, and then, 3 days later we drove to the studio and recorded it, and it came out just like, it was like, I love it. I do, I love it. And she helped make the song, So it was just, it's just so much fun to do that. Like, that's the plan for us now a lot, is to just find other musicians in the area and go up there and just do something.
Yeah.
Kind of showcase more than, what's really going on in this area.
Very cool. Did I read correctly that you once knocked yourself out on stage during a performance?
Unfortunately, yes.
Kneed yourself right in the chin, eh?
I did actually, yeah. Like, back playing thrash metal days, when I was younger, I did. And I definitely came awake to not really knowing exactly where it was and what was happening, and the other two guys kind of looking at me like, what is wrong with you, you dummy?
Very cool.
Yeah.
So going forward now, I mean, obviously everything, the entire world about it is in somewhat of a holding stage. They're opening things up slowly. Is this the plan for Parts Per Million? Just you continue to take things slowly?
Yeah, like we're trying to do what we can right now. We've talked a little bit about what we could possibly do. How can we entertain? I've done a few live streams myself, but we're trying to figure out how we could possibly do something, together.
Yeah.
And, we're still tinkering with ideas, but yeah, we're just going to do whatever we can. We've been through so many ups and downs it's just, there's no plans to stop. So, hopefully that we can get some good writing in during this time that we can't really hang and just, and just exactly, like, what can anyone do right now but just take it a day at a time and see what happens.
Right. And the music business is so up and down anyway without a COVID-19 to have to deal with, that's just like insult to injury, type thing.
Right. Yeah, there could be a huge upside to this, and there could be a huge downside to it. The upside could be that, like, maybe some of those shows that really weren't filling will fill again.
Right.
I think that there was, and there was an oversaturation of shows, I think, too.
Mm-hmm.
And, it'd be tough to play some nights. Friday night, you'd be like, hey, we have a show, and six other bands that you're friends with, like, yeah, so do we.
Right.
And it was like, I just, I don't know if that changes or what happens, but, like I said, I don't know what else to do but try and stay positive and hope that something good comes out of this in the end, right?
That's all any of us can do, And like I say, in 4 weeks with 50K views, that's pretty darn good right there for that video. It's a great video. So hard work and perseverance definitely paid off there.
Thank you. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
We're hopeful that something can keep, moving with this band.
Yeah. How many songs are on the EP?
6.
6, okay.
And now, and we put in, not the one with Samantha, but we put out, I believe we put out 1, 2, 3. We put out 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
So, there'll be 5, and then the 6th one will be just, we'll put out a 5th. And it really wasn't the intention, honestly. We had only intended to put out 3 singles, and on the 3rd single we were going to put the EP out, but truthfully, the 2020 video got delayed so much that we had a plan in action. We were working towards that, and then the video just got flipped upside down and delayed, and we just we have to just keep putting stuff out.
But in hindsight, now looking back, the timing was perfect when it did come out.
I think so. If we had actually put it out when we wanted to, it would have came out last July.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it would have been as interesting or prophetic as it is today.
Yeah.
So
kind of funny how life works like that, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes exactly. And so that's the same we're talking. Maybe with this, the same thing. You just take it as it comes and do the best you can with it.
Absolutely. Chatting with Paul Mcsweeney here, vocalist guitarist for the Boston-based band Parts Per Million. Paul, I always like to end my interviews with some fun questions. I'm hoping these are questions you've never been asked before. Sound good?
All right, let's try it.
Favorite old school wrestler?
Favorite old school wrestler? Oh, Macho Man.
Macho Man?
Randy Savage. No question. 100%. Love that guy.
All right. Being from Boston, this is a loaded question, but I got to ask this. New England or Manhattan-style clam chowder?
New England. I mean, New England. You know, it's not like a thing. I have no issues with Manhattan. Or that, I'm not into the. I resigned myself from the debate of New York versus Boston, but
there you go.
It's New England chowder.
Yeah. Okay. Would you give us one item off your bucket list that you have not done yet?
I have not heli-skied yet, and that is high on my list. I have not jumped out of a helicopter onto a mountain to ski yet.
Very cool.
That's for sure.
Given your choice of household duties, would you rather do dishes or laundry?
Dishes.
Dishes?
All day.
Other than your own music, what is the last piece of music you listened to?
Let's see. Hang on, I can tell. I'd rather be honest. Let's see. There's a few, but I'm going to say last one, Silica.
Okay. Very cool.
They just put a video. They're from the area.
Yep.
Actually, honestly, if I'm real honest, the past 4 or 5 bands I've listened to are all from the area. You know,
Yep.
Silica, Audio, Next Damnation. There's so much good here. You
Nice.
know.
Yeah. Favorite toy growing up as a child?
He-Man.
He-Man?
He-Man figure. Yeah.
All right. If you could place a Parts Per Million song in a television show, what show would you like to see it placed in?
Ooh. So this is only tough for me because I don't watch television.
Okay.
So, but I have a couple. So I would think I'll say the new song that we haven't released yet. It's called "Find the Light," and it's a little weird and it's a little creepy. And then there's a little bit of a reference to it. I would say "Stranger Things."
Okay. Very cool. Last one, and this is the one we have the most fun with. If they were to make a movie of your life, what actor would you have play you in the movie? And it's your movie, your life. You can pick anybody.
Oh my God! Well, I mean, my family always tells me I look like Russell Crowe.
Okay.
That would be who they would pick. But if it was up to me, I would pick Nick Cage because he's just as complete as anyone would pick.
Yeah. Nick Cage. Yeah, definitely. I think you're the second one in a row now. They just said Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he's just he's the weirdest pop icon figure. He's so popular in the weirdest way, and I never see him really offended or whatever by it. But he's just I think that it's just kind of hilarious.
Very cool. Just to get us back into music, if a young person came up to you, a young gentleman or a young lady or something, and said, "Mr. Mcsweeney, I really want to start a rock and roll band and get things going, and I want to be a rock and roll star, so to speak," what advice would you give them to head them in that direction?
Stay consistent. I think a lot of the problem for bands is they don't last. There's a lot of hard things to go through as a band, I think. Whether it's sometimes a member change can ruin a band. I understand that. But if it doesn't have to, then I would say just stick with it. I think, if I get real about what we've done, we've only had a good year of good work. But we've been tinkering for almost 4. So you just have to kind of believe that, the time is what makes the difference and what gets better. You can't possibly get worse at something if you keep at it.
Right.
So I just think that's what it really boils down to. You just have to keep working at it.
Great advice. Paul Mcsweeney, guitarist, vocalist of Parts Per Million. Check out their new video, 2020 Vision, on YouTube. We look forward to that EP, The Cycle, coming out. Any date in mind for it, or is it just wait and see?
We're hoping summer.
Okay.
Sooner than later, we'll say that.
Excellent. Paul, thank you very much for your time today. Best of luck going forward, both yourself and the band.
Thank you. Thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Take care.